Let's start with physical. So it's HEAP, handshake, eye contact, appearance, and posture. Let's start with handshake. Now, what does that mean? When we say handshake, and it is as it is shown in the image icon over here, how do we do the handshake? Now, I've had various experiences where people do a very strong handshake as if they are just going to crush your fingers. No, that's not a good handshake. There are other examples where it's a very feeble, very meek handshake as if the person doesn't have any energy. Or there is another kind of handshake where you just touch the fingers and it's like you're not given a proper hold or a firm handshake over there as it's shown in the icon. So why is it important is it shows your self-esteem, your self-confidence, that when you're meeting a particular person, and if in the interview there is a chance to handshake either at the start of the interview or at the end of the interview, you do an eye contact and you give a proper firm handshake. And that shows your self-esteem, your self-confidence. Also, it's a nice social skill. It shows that you're sociable. So in the case of the interview, I'm sorry, there will not be a case of high fives or fist bumps. We can't do that. We do that with our friends. But in the interview phase, it's expected that if you are given a chance to handshake, you do a proper handshake. It's more like a hygiene skill. And finally, it shows your ability to connect. Because you're doing an interview, you would be joining an organization, there'll be other team members, there'll be seniors, there'll be peers, there'll be juniors, you'll be interacting with them, you'll be interacting with the clients. So it shows that you have got the ability to connect. And when we are meeting somebody whom we do not know or somebody who we know, the first thing is in a corporate environment, we do a handshake. Again, we don't do high fives as yet, but handshake is where is going to help you. And why? In a nutshell, it shows that you're confident. And that's a very important skill to showcase. You cannot show it by saying anything. You can't showcase by showing any documents. It's through your body language. That's what you will show. The next item is eye contact. Very, very important. Now, during the interview, while you are listening to questions, you're listening to what the interviewer is saying or asking, and while you are answering those questions, it's very important you maintain eye contact. Now, I don't mean you stare in the eyes like you're like gone zombie, not like that, but have an eye contact when the person is speaking to you. It's very, very important. That shows that you are attentive and you're confident. So the eyes will flicker from left to right and you'll see something else. You look at the window, look at the desk, but you'll come back to the person who's speaking with you. And again, it's part of social skills. When somebody is speaking with you, you do not look down on the ground. You do not look up in the sky. It happens many a times. I have taken interviews where people are a bit lost in form. They are not making eye contact. And what it shows is either you're not attentive, you're distracted, or you're not confident enough to even look into the eye when I'm speaking with you. And that's part of, I would say, social skills as well. Now, if you are maintaining a good eye contact, what it means, it shows that you are confident on yourself and your subject. Especially when you're answering the question, you don't look at the door or the window while answering. You look at the person and you answer the question. The third is appearance. Now, I've got a very funny incident when I went for an interview around back in 2010. It was a fashion analytics organization. And I went there, I was in my suit and tie. And when I went there, I saw the employees walking around in 3/4 and shorts. And I was in suit and tie. And I was like, okay, have I come to a wrong place? But no, I was ready for an interview. I wanted to give a good impression. So it's okay to be overdressed rather than be underdressed. Another example was I went to take an interview, and it was in a startup technology firm. It was a B2C firm. And looking at the organization, I was in t-shirt and jeans, while the person who came for the interview, that person was in his suit and tie. So again, not a fault. As an interviewer, I will not downgrade you saying that, oh, why are you not in jeans and t-shirt because I'm in jeans and t-shirt, or vice versa. That's not the case. The case is it's always good to be overdressed than underdressed if you are not sure what you need to wear. Appearance is important because the way you present yourself, it's displayed in what you are wearing and how you are wearing. It just needs to be clean, sharp, and presentable. The clothes or the accessories need not be expensive or new. It just needs to be in a presentable form, that you take care of yourself, you're able to present yourself, because it also shows the image that you carry. So for example, you can imagine interview as a very, very short form of how you will behave when you join the organization. So you might be in front of clients, you might be running projects, you might be working with different teams. So in that case, if you're representing your team, you're representing your particular section or department, then it shows how would you conduct yourself when you are in the organization. And finally, it's very important to be in the context of the situation. Now, what do I mean by that is people like people who are like themselves. So for example, if you are going for an interview with an insurance firm or a finance or a banking firm, the expectation is the guys will have to be in suit and tie. While if you're going for a startup technology firm, the expectation might not be that rigid that you have to be in a suit and a tie. You can be a little formal, just a blazer and shirt and trouser would do. But the thing to keep in mind is, depending upon where you are going for the interview, which company you are going, or it's happening as a milk round or it's a campus interview, you have to be aware of what is the context of that situation, just so that you build rapport. And for that, this appearance is very important. Next, very important is posture. Now, this one I have come across many times while I have taken interviews in the past many years, where it's a half an hour interview or a 1 hour interview and people start to slouch back or to lean on the left or the right. And as an interview, it just shows that the person either doesn't have any energy left in them, or they are disinterested and they don't want to continue talking. And that gives me a signal that, okay, let's wrap up the interview. The person is totally not interested. Now, that person has not said anything, but their body language, especially the posture, shows that, okay, it's time to give up, or that person has already given up. As I said, the body language, it constitutes 55% of the communication that you are emitting, and the interviewer is actually understanding what you mean, what your body is meaning at that point in time. It also talks about your personality and also shows how attentive you are and how much interest do you have in that conversation, in that interview. So posture is very, very important. What it shows is that you are displaying your optimum energy level. And this is expected, like when you are joining an organization, you're going to work with teams on projects. Do you have the energy to continue? It will be a long day, potentially from 9 to 5 or 9 to 6. So can you hold yourself accountable in that 1 hour interview? Can you show you have that energy?